Good morning, everyone. I'm leaving what I fondly refer to as my plantation, my employment, known as Candyland. I gave Massa a couple of overtime hours whilst I picked a few more rolls of cotton. I know that we wearing this Kanye thing out, man, this Ye thing out. But, you know, in certain situations, circumstances, things may not be as out in the open and as clear as they may seem. There's sometimes layers to things. And when I say layers, I mean, you can look at it from the top layer, I guess with most of the people that, some people, some people say, well, Kanye was being anti-Semitic. He was being mean and he was spreading hate and it's dangerous speech. And then there's some people that say, well, I don't understand what he said wrong in reference to the Semites. The Semites and to be considered anti-Semitic. I mean, I've heard him say that this is from the text, the Ashkenazi Jewish people, the European Jews were his brothers, but he's a Jew by way of Africa. You know who I hadn't seen, when I speak while I was on my mind, who I haven't seen stick their chest out or say much of anything is those guys, they be outside, with the Bible in hand and they have on the purple and then gold garments. I think they call those guys the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribe guys. I think Kendrick Lamar, I think he's adopted the identity of a Hebrew Israelite. I haven't, even we see that this is a black man, and people are upset because he wore the MAGA hat, the Make America Great Again hat, and he went and hollered at Donald Trump. What makes that, what kills me about that is that, same people that are disappointed with Kanye and what he said about the Jews, and then the people that say the African American, black, and Negro folks who say that okay, they mad at Kanye at Ye because what he said about George Floyd and slavery is a choice. So really, that's one thing that he proved. In his mind, those contracts, and those contracts he entered into willingly, but according to his perception, he said those contracts weren't, they weren't operated in the way he wanted those contracts to be operated. He said he wanted to make affordable clothes, but they wanted to charge high prices for the clothes. So it's like, well, hey, he wanted to free himself from the slavery of a contract in which I guess he thought he didn't have the meeting of the minds for. And it gets me to the pro-black contingency. Some of the guys you would think, that would be all about the independence that Kanye stood on his square. You may dislike what he had done or what he said in the past, but he ain't done nothing to hurt you. If anything, he's hurting himself. You would think that those guys would stand up. Well, even if they couldn't stand up and cheer, because evidently they're afraid to lose their monetized YouTube channels and whatever monetized situations they may have or relationships they may have by speaking negatively or speaking in support of, while speaking negatively of those people that known as the Ashkenazi Jewish people, or speaking positively for Kanye, because I've seen, we see them. When I seen Dame Dash come out talking about don't put him on camera when he's triggered. Now, I I don't understand why it's so hard. If Dame Dash, you know, he's supposed to be the street dude turned clean. And when it comes to a situation when people come in your face, you had the option to remain silent. But what you did was voluntarily threw your homeboy in that same circle of those people who want to label him crazy and so on and so forth. But don't let me get out these pro-black folks, right? Instead of them saying, well, yeah, Kanye, a billionaire, and he stood up and to them people, and he's making a statement that they've been ripping off folks like us, and you know they had a chance when they were released from their Holocaust, they had a chance to rebuild their people, and you know we simply want a chance to rebuild our people. You would have thought that all these folks who talk about all this black empowerment shit, you know, we want reparations and shit, you know, after Jim Crow, they'll use this I'm not doing them, but telling the truth. They'll use it as a point to say, well, we were friends of y'all. The type of situation that we left the plantation for, I guess we were able to be free, and when some of us into the music field or whatever, entertainment field, and you know we had to have a buffer between the European, you know, and the blonde hair, the Aryan. We had to have a buffer between the Aryan, and who served as that buffer between us and the Aryan? It was that person, those people that were known as the Jewish people. They served as managers and whatever, what have you, because them white folks weren't doing no paperwork with no niggas. They'd do one with them Jewish folks, but they knew them Jewish folks about money. Okay. So you have these people that come on weekly, you know, sometimes seemingly daily. What they'll say about Kanye is that Kanye fucked off the bag. So Kanye ruined the bag, come to buy the bag. He's so smart, He said that we're the ones that we're the dusty, dumb hoteps. I actually heard one of these guys refer, you know, now once upon a time when we were sharing these guys' programs and shit and quoting their words and shit, it was people in our circles that didn't know about them or didn't deal with them that's calling us ashy, dusty hoteps. But now it's the fact that we say, okay, well, we think that Kanye did a decent thing. He stood up for himself. He spoke his truth to power. Because what you see now is that we like to read the 48 Laws of Power. What you see now is an attempt to destroy Kanye West completely. The problem they'll have with that is that Kanye comes into the game with creativity and ingenuity. Because we shouldn't forget that a few years ago people were laughing because Kanye had the audacity to say, well, I need Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or somebody to loan me X amount of money, and I'm gonna flip it because I got a plan. Evidently, Kanye found some kind of way to get that bread, and he took it to Adidas, and he took it to Gap, and I know for a fact for Adidas, that's why Adidas dragged their feet. The Nazi Nazi founded Adidas. They took Kanye up on his offer, and they became $2 billion richer through their relationship with Kanye. And not only that, even though they've removed Kanye from their premises, I mean, not necessarily their premises, from under the contractual agreement, they still have his designs. And what they're going to do, they're going to take his name off his designs and sell them. You know, we know that those are fucking Yeezy designs, whatever. But in an effort to separate themselves from Kanye, that's what they're going to do. But let me not get too far away from the pro-black folks. I mean, it's like, okay. So even if it was like a situation where you didn't want to, you were that scared. I mean, because evidently you're intimidated. Just to speak strong, to go down the middle. Go down the middle with it. And the funny fucked up part about it, and I got to shout her out, because because once upon a time, if we weren't, if we hung with, and that's another fucked up part about these pro-black groups now, that we've become so cliquish. Once upon a time, if anyone was known to dealt with this particular female YouTuber or female activist that dealt with these other pro-black activists or pro-black guys, if anybody dealt with her, then we were ostracized from the group. And the person I'm speaking about is Michi X. Michi X has from I guess early on stayed codified in regards to the response to the Kanye situation. Because what was going on was, a lot of folks was up there saying, well, Kanye, he up there saying that stuff, but it ain't nothing new. That ain't none of us, that ain't nobody else said before. It is new. And you know why it's new? Because it wasn't said by somebody who was that was allegedly worth $6 or $7 billion motherfucking dollars. A nigga that was worth $6 or $7 billion. No matter how you want to play the game with it, at the end of the day, that nigga won. Even if y'all perception, well, he fucked off the bag. The nigga sitting on $400 million worth of assets, allegedly. So how the fuck he lose? How much is you worth? I understand why that man said, I don't listen. How the fuck I'm gonna listen to somebody who don't make as much money as me? Or who's not as popular as I am? That nigga, they tried to throw him away several times. George Bush don't give a fuck about white people. Taylor Swift, excuse me, but I don't know. But Beyonce won Grammy of the Year, but whatever, a video of the year, whatever. And then it came to the Trump hat shit. Then it came to slavery's a choice shit. Then it came down to this right here. Then it came to his divorce with Kim. Why they was all in this situation talking about how he crazy and he got mental health issues. You know what's funny thing about it is, on social media, they have such strict rules about, language and bullying and things of that nature. But the remarks that Kanye said, in my eyes, are benign, and I guess that's from my perspective. But if you have a steady cavalcade of people that are saying that the same things, or mental problem, I guess you could say, and you have all these people that are somewhat making a mockery of it, then how is that permissible? And how is that not a violation of community standards to continually mock someone for their disability if that person's supposed to have a mental disability? I understand that, some of y'all might have loved old George Floyd. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not the first person who said this. My guy Charleston White said it. George Floyd is worth far more to his family. The way he went out, he became worth far more to his family than he was if he was still roaming around doing motherfucking fentanyl, trying to pass off fake ass 20s. And it is what it is. Ain't no way in the hell that nigga could have walked the earth a fucking 1,000 years doing what the fuck he was doing while he was alive. And he would have never got the amount of millions of dollars that he left his family with due to the fact that he didn't just sit his ass in the car and go to jail because he was caught. He wanted to resist arrest. He wanted supposedly to to swallow the dope in the back of the car, whatever. But the point I'm saying when I get to that part is, now let me get this other thing first. The slavery is a choice part. It's funny how y'all always remark about how you talk about the slavery as a choice thing, but you seem to miss the part where he came back and cleaned it up. He didn't mean chattel slavery. Of course, if you're in greater confinement, the greater confinement of slavery, your slavery is not necessarily a choice. I guess if you renegade enough and you want to run off, which is really which is really a good way to put it. Ye is attempting to run off from the plantation, from the industry machine plantation, which is run by one particular, run specifically, prominently by one individual ethnic group or ethnic religious group. And in this process of trying to run off, I guess I don't know. It has yet to be said whether it will be successful or not, because we don't know what his next steps will be. But we know the response that he got. The response he got just for stating his opinion, it's offensive opinion. All those contracts that he had, and believe it or not, I do believe in some situations there were reports that he wanted to leave. He wanted to leave Gap, and he also wanted to leave Adidas. Whether you believe or not that this is some master scam master plan that he had to get out his Gap and Adidas contracts. They didn't shut the man's school down. They attempted to take the man's music off streaming platforms. They continue to write these articles like, Kanye was escorted out of the Skechers headquarters. They took Kanye out of the Skechers headquarters because of the camera crew. If he presented himself in a way and said, well, I like to have an appointment, if it was put to the point where it wasn't such a public thing. And the thing about it is, we think about it, it kind of seems like it was intentional for him to be thrown out of the Skechers, from my perspective. Because hell, why would you? Why in the way? I guess he could easily ride on the crazy Ye part on that too. Why would the man just walk in there? I mean, if you just want to do business, okay. If you're at one time you're a multi-billion-dollar man. Now you're definitely a multi-million-dollar man. If you're a multi-million-dollar person and you're walking into a business and you say you want to make a business deal with someone else, and it's proven that you're profitable. You mean to tell me there wouldn't be any discussions or dealings or whatever? I think what happened is that the camera crew overwhelmed whoever was in charge. Because when the response was, we have no plans, we had no intentions of doing business. They separated their ass from Ye real quick because of the mere fact that got Ari Emanuel. Ari Emanuel, he got on his people cold. He said, no more business with Ye. Everybody, Apple, Adidas, whomever, withdraw your business partnerships with Ye. And what those people did in the codified manner in which they are, I guess some of them may have been intimidated by those people who classified themselves as Jewish, the Ashkenazi Europeans. They may have been intimidated by those people, but what they did was they immediately withdrew themselves from Ye. But once again, I'm getting too far away from the black folks. What I seen was, and these folks that are supposed to be our prominent voices, what I saw there I said it early on my Facebook page. Well, how they have the whipping posts on the plantation where they take the disobedient or the runaway slave for punishment. They strip them down and they tie them to the post and they commence to whipping them. And I guess whipping them in a manner in which it's just so savage that every black buck on a plantation must watch. What I saw from the pro-black, some of the pro-black leaders, the new black media leaders, what I saw there was those guys say, Master got him. He said, we told him, he know better than the buck Master. Master got him. Master got Ye good. Master got Ye bad from him. So instead, it wasn't no flinching. There wasn't no flinching. Say, hold up, Master. We enough, Master. Wasn't no standing up and with your chin up. Niggas was tucking their chin in and tucking their chin in their chest and putting their eyes to the ground while them lashes was coming. And better yet, some of y'all niggas, master, we good, master. I don't know what was wrong with that slave there, but we's good slaves. No matter we talk that good talk to the rest of us nigga folk. But when it come down to it, master, we relies on you for our bagging. The use of stuff in our bagging. Now y'all know, I'm not even gonna go that far, man. But like some of these guys, they make movies or documentaries and things of that nature. Now, you can holler independent as you will, but when you get to a certain scale, you're gonna have to shake hands with them people. Are you trying to protect your relationships with them people? I'm just wondering. Don't ask us. Do we think Kanye was right? We already been saying what we think. We was expecting to hear some of the same shit from y'all, considering some of the shit y'all be saying in the past on how y'all bang so hard on the beast. I will always be, because it's in my blood. I will always be a descendant of those enslaved Black African American, and not African American, African and indigenous American people that were known as slaves, that were entitled as niggas, because they had to invent the nigga. I will always be a descendant of them people. I don't need to be classified in any FBA or ADOS or Freedmen or Security Tribe group. This is in my bloodline. My cause is where I want to see reparations for us all. In the meantime, while we wait for reparations, I also want to see some self-repairing of ourselves. But what it seems like to me is that, hey, we can't get past petty disagreements and look forward at the greater cause. This was a time period to put aside the little he made me feel bad. That's why we don't get shit. We more concerned about our feelings as opposed to things that are constructive and effective. But that's fine, man. Like I said, I just got off my plantation. I don't know if the owners of my company is white. I highly believe it, but them white folks' lives matter. I ain't gotta wear a t-shirt. I know many of y'all within the sound of my voice, y'all probably have your own personal plantation to go to, whether you call it that or not. And you probably have your own particular European or Englishman descendant that you got to report to. And if that man tells you get the fuck off his property, then hey, it's gonna matter. So by default, they white lives matter. If you want your black lives to matter, you want them to believe your black lives matter, then how the hell you think you gonna get away with pitching a bitch fit just cause a nigga wore a white lives matter t-shirt? Y'all ain't say shit when y'all so-called white allies wore a black lives matter t-shirt. It kills me that y'all have so much to say. Y'all want to shame people for being in support of Kanye, but some of y'all clowns voted for Con Master Biden. In my mind and in my perception, Con Master Biden has done considerably worse to the African American nigga folk than Kanye ever will in his motherfucking life, from birth on up until this point, and in my belief and into the future. Nevertheless, man, I'm gonna end this, and all I can say is that, man, I enjoy you guys' programs, the New Black Media, you have interesting discussions, but hey, the code is the leader. And I don't know what code y'all call yourself using, because the whole situation with Kanye, and you follow the code in which I follow, the compensatory code concept written by Neely Fuller. Kanye should have been allowed his VGQ, his victim's guaranteed qualification. If you are a black person, a person of color, then you have your own individual way or right to how to react, to how to speak, and you know, how to respond to white supremacy. So the things when Kanye wearing that White Lives Matter t-shirt, Kanye going to see mean Master Trump in the White House, Kanye wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirt, blah blah blah, whatever. Whatever Kanye did was in his victim's guarantee qualification. So now, if you want to stay codified, you know, the response, and this is straight from Nearly Fuller's mouth. He said what he said. Ye said what he said. So, hey, I hope y'all have a great Friday. This is early morning Friday. And I'm gonna end this, and you know, cause this is the Niger room, informally known as the nigger room. Peace to the nigger nation. Nigger nation, and see, I classify myself as nigger. N-I-G-G-A, a descendant of the nigger slaves, N-I-G-G-E-R slaves. Some of y'all in the know and some of y'all aren't. But I think those who should have been in the know would not have responded to Kanye West, to the Ye West situation when, oh, he fucked up them bags from the white folks. You should have been responding the way, well, hell, he stood up to them white folks for us. You know, whether you believe he couldn't just come out the middle and say, I'm doing this for the niggas. He had to say, I'm doing it for everybody, because he's a good Christian boy. Nigger nation or nothing, man. I'm out, man. Peace and love.